All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to, I'll name this segment later, GTG Spits That Grease, so on and so forth. Title forever in the works. I'm feeling particularly petty today, so we're gonna talk about this situation that's going on briefly, only because it's still going. He's been going for about 2 days, and I want to see if he'll go a third day, and if not, then I'll go ahead and then we'll get into the real meat and potatoes of this shit, unless I end up streaming first. Well, no, I'll still do a video no matter what. But yeah, so we'll see what that play is. But first off, we do have a sponsor and whatnot. Big ups to Jordan Fadeaway, sorry. And we're gonna call it the let's see here, the lolcow lowdown, which is exactly what this is. So it works out. So big ups to Jordan Fadeaway, and welcome to the lolcow lowdown. Big ups. So what am I talking about if the title hasn't given me away yet? Oh, and yet, if you want to sponsor the show, if you ever have a title for it, by all means, leave a comment down below, and it might make it into one of these. Actually, it more than likely will. So big ups. All right, so what are we talking about? So DSP comes out and admits that this junkie, this addict, you know what I'm saying? This dude is fucking hooked on these Pokemon cards. Not so much to where he's giving up WWE champions because of the time cost fallacy, but he's strapped into this shit. It's already bad, and he's fiending off the streams and shit. He's been fiending. So what am I talking about exactly? So this numbskull comes out and admits, because of the lack of support on one stream, I think, paranoia that he has, that he may actually have bought resealed cards, and third one, to try to get over on the detractors so they don't catch another win off his ass. This idiot decided to buy a shadow box. That's what I'm calling it. He bought a shadow box of cards and didn't tell anybody. Let me play this up. So you know how he bought the first pack of cards, right? 36. He bought that one. Then he said that he was going to buy some new cards, and that was pack 2. That's what he's actually currently opening, which he says he did. But even more ironic, when he bought pack 2, he also purchased the third one and didn't tell anybody. Now, so he's sitting on this third pack. Remember, he's an addict, he's a junkie, and he's sitting on this third pack and he's freaking out because he's looking at detractor Twitter and he's seeing that they're all saying that I have a resealed pack and maybe they could be right, and I'm starting to freak out, and what am I gonna do? I gotta do something. What am I gonna do? So he decides to go ahead and open up that third pack. And allegedly, according to him, he gets a couple of hits, including supposedly the most valuable card in that collection so far. That's debatable. But allegedly, he also pulled some good cards plus the most valuable card that you can get out of that set. And now he's saying that, oh, well, I did it because I didn't want us to get ripped off, and I did it because these detractors, trolls, haters, and critics got me all paranoid and whatnot, and I did it for us. And here it is. But now that I don't have it to actually show you guys, though, I can't actually prove it to you, the detractors fucked everything all up. That's what he's saying. Now, let's go ahead and transition over to this part here. We
were getting insane amounts of duplicates in this box,
idiot here,
and people were like, "That's a surefire sign of a scam."
Make sure that there's no volume to any of this shit. All right, bet. So now this idiot here is running around, basically saying that, "Hey, it's legit. I didn't buy this extremely expensive card. I didn't buy it individually. I didn't do any, shenanigans or whatever to get this card. I legitimately bought a third pack, and I opened it all off stream, and that's how I got these cards." Now we have some problems because the way he's trying to sell it don't make sense. So first off, he lied. He starts off admitting that he lied and said, "Hey, I lied to you guys, and I actually bought box 2 and 3 together." His logic behind that is, oh, well, they had a deal at that website. I don't have the name off the top of my head, but they had a deal where for every $100 you spend or whatever, you get like so much in like store credit. So let's say for every $100 you get $10 or $15 in store credit. Which that right there in itself, he gave himself away while also admitting that he lied. Anyway, he said he did that during the special week where they were having these sales, so that's why he chose to pick up 2 cards. But if you look at the timeline between when he said he bought those those 2 packs. And then when he bought the original one, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just putting it out there. We'll try to spin the block on this later. Who's to say that instead of him buying 3 packs, who's to say he didn't buy 4? Who's to say? He already lied to them once and said, and built up that, hey, it's gonna be really hard to get these cards. I'm gonna try to, let's see what happens with this. And he was actually sitting on a box. So who's to say that he didn't already buy another box or 2, and he's sitting on them, and he got paranoid. And let's say he did buy 4 boxes, and let's say he got paranoid for everything that he was seeing online. Plus, he wanted to make sure that the detractors weren't making him look like a fool. So he's like, well, I got 2 extra packs. I'll open one just to make sure we're not getting ripped off. And so there's still 1 more box in the wings. He's so desperate to try to sell this shit, it makes one believe that maybe that is a thing. Maybe there is an additional box out that he's sitting on, and he's ready to sell at a moment's notice. One can make that argument. Now, with that being said, we get into Sunny point number 2. So he lied initially, and then he said, and then like I said, with the special that they had going on, who's to say he didn't buy multiple packs? Then he says, well, I see people. He said this on an initial stream. The stream that you're watching is him trying to debunk everything. He's basically saying that, hey, everybody's saying that I'm a liar, everybody's saying that I bought the card individually. That doesn't make any sense. Here's my proof. Let's talk about his evidence. Let's talk about the scenario. The reason why he says he can't show that 3rd box, right, is because the box was extremely damaged, which is what got him paranoid and thinking that it was a resealed box. So he opens up the box off of paranoia, his own paranoia, and his gambling addiction getting the best of his ass. And he opens all 36 packs of these cards. Then he says, well, I threw out the digital cards, the digital card codes. I tossed those out. Oh, and I also threw out the energy cards too, because they're incredibly common. They're useless to me. Well, did he throw out the other one from the 1st pack? Did he throw out the one from the 2nd pack that he's currently working through? No. So you kept those, but you're not going to keep this. That right there that you're seeing on your screen now is the digital code. He has 36 of those, but initially he tossed all those out. According to him, he said he threw all that out. He threw out the box, he threw out the wrapper, and he threw out the packs with the 2 different cards in it. Those digital codes plus the energy cards. Now, he says that as he was going through all this, he was starting to feel bad because he's allegedly given away some codes on stream before, and he was starting to feel bad. So he goes back up into his room and he says that the trash is gone, or wherever it was that he opened all these packs at. And Kat says, oh yeah, I already grabbed your bag out of your trash and I threw it away. There were just a bunch of cards in there and boxes or whatever, so I just tossed it all away. Remember that, because that's important. He says the box, the wrapper, the card wrappers, and then the energy cards and the code cards were all in the same trash can. So then so he said he tossed all that out because he wasn't thinking about it and he didn't need a bunch of extra garbage cards, so he just tossed them. Did you toss all the other energy cards that you were sitting on? Did you toss all the other code cards? Why did you want to get rid of all that? You've already admitted to opening it. Why'd you do it? Or did you open more than 1 pack? And you're fessing up to 1, while that second phantom one, keep that in mind, you wanted to hide the fact that you've probably done this to more than 1 card box, which is probably what he's doing. On top of that, so he's getting called out for all this bullshit, right? On Detractor Twitter and everything else. So he decides to try to retrieve all the stuff that Kat allegedly threw out. Let's talk about that for a minute. So Kat randomly came into your office and threw that trash away? Or were you downstairs drinking and you threw it away in one of the trash bins down there, and that's why she decided to empty that out? I'm just asking, because where he threw it away at is kind of important, being that he didn't record none of this shit. And according to him, all of it was thrown in the exact same trash can. It was all in the exact same area. So when people start, so he does this stream at night to basically prove his point. He wants to go on and debunk all this bullshit. He brings the 36 card codes out, or coded cards out. Energy cards are allegedly lost. He didn't see the need to do that because they're all incredibly common. He brought out 4 wrappers from 4 different packs. He brought out the clear wrapping that went over the actual box itself. Oh, and the box is gone too. He says he can't pull that out because for some reason that box, which was in the same trash as everything else, went into the recycling bin, and he couldn't retrieve that because there was juice or some type of gunk on it, and there was no point of it. Even though the reason why he even opened all those packs up in this particular box was because the box was so damaged that he freaked out and he thought that it was a reseal. So the very provocation that caused him to open the box is gone. So that evidence is gone. So then he goes ahead and he shows you 4 open packs. Where's the other 32? If you're trying to exhibit evidence, if you're trying to prove evidence here, you need to go all the way with it. So he only brings out 4. That's weird. That's weird that you would only bring out 4. And then the energy cards allegedly have been thrown away. And why would you do that? Why don't you just put them with the duplicates that you already have? You just went out of your way to just toss away all these energy cards for no reason. For literally no reason. Then are you going to throw away the energy cards from the first pack? Or are you going to throw the energy cards away from your second pack? Semantics. And then he pulls up the energy cards, or then he pulls up the coded cards because yet again he says he felt bad. Of course, he didn't give all of them away that night. He only gave away 3. And then there's a real interesting, weird story behind that too. Because I've been hyperfixating on it for about 5 minutes. I'll show you that in a minute. I'll show you that. Well, I'll probably show you that towards the end of it. This weird ass story about how I gave you guys 3 codes, I threw them away. Then all of a sudden later, someone asks him to count the cards out. He counts them out. Then he says, well, wait. Oh man, those 3 cards that I initially gave you guys codes for, I put them back in the deck. Even though I have the clip where he literally tossed it in the trash. We saw him take those 3 cards and throw it under his desk. Now all of a sudden they made it back into the deck. Then all of a sudden he throws away 3 more card codes because one of his dents in the audience said that they wrote the codes down. So now, if for all of us who can count, 33 cards, well, we went from 36 to 3, back up to 36 to 33, which actually means we're at 30. Which actually means he got rid of 3 cards that he really wanted to get rid of. Why is that? We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Because this whole shit is fucking convoluted as hell. So he's got partial evidence, which doesn't mean anything because no one is questioning that he bought a card pack or a card box and that he opened it. You've admitted to that. For some reason, you are excluding evidence. You're purposely going halfway with this shit to prove anything about anything. Which doesn't make any sense. Theoretically, he says he opened up a box, but the box is gone. You got a bunch of cards here, and you don't even have all the card packs. You don't have the energy cards. There's stuff that you're missing that some idiot like myself is going to sit there and be like, well, why did you do that? Then we go back to the actual reason why he did it in the first place. He did it because he's a junkie. He's an addict. He's chasing the dragon on these fucking cards. He literally has bought into his own marketing scheme. On top of that, because he had one stream, as far as I know, it could have been 2, but one stream where no one, paid for a card opening or no one wanted one, he's getting freaked out that the grift is done, the scam is almost over. And then he wanted to try to own his detractors who were making fun of his ass. As if who was it? I think it was Meerkat, maybe? It might have been Meerkat, but some detractor went ahead and found that one of DSP's recent edits, thumbnails, I should say, for the Switch 2 trip down memory lane or whatever the fuck that shit's supposed to be, he had edited, or someone did, but it looks like DSP edited his arm that's holding the Switch 2 and gave it muscle. You look like you're an AIDS patient. So he literally edited in, or someone else did on his behalf, whatever. They edited in, DSP did, or whoever on his, or some did, edited in someone else's shoulder, well, bicep and forearm, because the forearm is clearly not his either, into his fucking picture. So now it's like, okay, you're suffering from body dysmorphia. So there's that, which is funny because that's the same delusional shit that he says LTG has. Now he has it too. And then we got this gambling addiction that he ain't sat there and developed. So he ain't sat there, and what I'm thinking what happened is he was drinking one night while reading Detractor Twitter and Kiwi Farms, and he was getting pissed off, so he went ahead and he ripped open all those cards, to see what he actually had. Now, do you guys see DSP drinking downstairs, waddling his ass upstairs to go and get that card box and then come back down? Or would he have just been upstairs, probably drinking out of one of the bottles that's already in his closet anyway? Because DSP, for whatever reason, always has liquor up there in his own office space. Or do you guys see him up there drinking, looking at fucking Detractor Twitter and Kiwi Farms, and then decide, yo, fuck this, I'm gonna rip this box open, I'm gonna show these guys, or I have something to bitch about the next day so he can get sympathy? Which one makes more sense to you? Either which way, that's clearly what happened. And now he wants to shift the blame on detractors, trolls, haters, and critics like we're the problem. We're not the junkies. And more importantly than that, and I said this in a previous video, if it's out, I said that he's trying to turn his audience into junkies. He's trying to get them addicted. Actually, right here is where you see him throw away those 3 original cards. The ones that he showed the codes for. He threw it away right there. And then we'll come back to it later. But like I said, don't worry, I'll show you all of it in context. So he's trying to turn them into addicts. He's trying to make them addicted to what he's doing. And that's why he did this, because he needed to keep the grift up. He was trying to protect his ego. He's trying to protect the scam and the grift. And he's also trying to show his detractors, trolls, haters, and critics up. What the fuck? He has way more riding on this than any previous scam that we've probably seen in the last few years. He's fully engulfed in this shit. And then here's the thing. Walk with me on this. Think about when, speaking of which, big ups to Raw Phil on this. Think about this for a minute. He could have done this with WWE champions, except for the fact that he had spent all those years lying and saying that he was never part of it. And then after he ain't sat there and got exposed, he tried to go ahead and say, oh, I was playing this game, but you guys don't care. Yeah, Phil, we don't care. He did it for about a month or two, and then he gave it up because it was already tainted. Even with his audience, even with this audience that says they don't care. So when he watched the quartering documentary, when he saw what was going on with with those cards and those other peripherals that's part of that community, he's like, I can do this with Pokemon. I'll start fresh and brand new. He ran into a couple roadblocks though. One, he wasn't expecting. He knew detractors, trolls, haters, and critics were going to make fun of him. He didn't expect, which I don't know why, but he didn't expect that they would actually do the footwork to actually find shit out, which causes him to divulge a little bit more than he's supposed to. Even though most of what he said is a lie, because he didn't go out and see these things. He's been watching YouTube videos on it, because that's what he does. If you guys saw my video, I don't think it's out yet, but I've already finished recording it. If you saw my video talking about going over DSP's kind of like micro history of E3, you see what I'm talking about. But he wasn't expecting detractors, trolls, haters, and critics to do the footwork to debunk the bullshit that he was saying. The second thing that he wasn't expecting was the Pokemon community itself coming out after him. He didn't expect that. He was completely blindsided by that bullshit. And then he played his fake internet tough guy, acting like, I don't give a fuck because I'm DSP and I'll do what I want, and yada, 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 yada. And in actuality, he ain't sat there and cut himself off from the well. He ostracized himself out of that village before he really even stepped in. And then 3, he wasn't expecting some of his dents to be somewhat knowledgeable on what's going on. He thought he could feed them whatever bullshit misinformation or second or third or fourth hand information that he had, and they would take it as the gospel. He didn't expect any pushback. And now that he has it, he's got even more problems. He doesn't really know what he's going to do and how he's going to handle this. It's absolutely fascinating. He basically boxed himself into a corner with this story, and he can't get out. And here's the reality of it. Could DSP be telling the truth? Could be. He could be. But if DSP's breathing, you know he's lying. So it doesn't even matter. The one opportunity that he had to prove, to, exhibit all the evidence to prove his guilt, or prove his innocence, I'm sorry, he didn't. He half-assed it, or he's hiding something that he's not telling us. For me, I think it's an additional box. Now, is it possible that he just bought the individual card? He just went to Shane's, or he sent Cat in there, and he just paid the money to get the card just to prove it? Sure. Or he could have done it online too. Sure. It's very possible that he did all that. It's very possible. Is it possible he pulled it out of the pack? Let's say those 4 packs that you see him holding in his hose right now. What if he bought those packs individually? What if he didn't buy it? Let's say he bought the 4 boxes. Let's stick with my theory still. Let's say he bought 4 boxes, but let's say he bought 4 additional card packs. Let's say he just bought 4 additional card packs, just randomly, or for whatever reason. Let's say he got it out of a vending machine or whatever, and he caught a hit. But then he had to say, well, I bought this box with this other box, so it came out of there. I'm just saying, it's all possible. He keeps raffling off, or rambling on, I should say, about going to these Pokémon machines and they're allegedly always sold out and this, that, and the third. What if it wasn't sold out? What if the individual packs were there and he just decided to throw $4 at, or throw however much money at 4 packs because maybe the boxes were sold out, but the packs weren't? See, no matter, the story is so fucking open-ended, I can flip this, well, I'm definitely going to do it, but any detractor, troll, hater, or critic can flip this story any way they see fit, and there's holes all over there, and he can't do anything about it. If he had came up here and showed, here's all of the code cards that you're seeing him show there. Here's all of the energy cards that I threw away, all 36 of them, if not more than that. Here's the actual box that was all messed up that prompted me to open this up anyway to make sure I wasn't scammed. Here's the wrapper. He'd have been good. That literally proves the point. If he had gone ahead and pulled that book out and flipped through each and every one of those pages, because look at his setup. He has the setup to do it. Lay that fucking that book flat and open that shit page for page. If he had done that, that goes a long way to help him too. Didn't do it. And he started this whole thing off by admitting that he lied and he was sitting on a box and he didn't tell nobody. So this whole situation is built on basically a foundation of sand. And that's why he's never going to get out. Even if you go to your favorite detractor, troll, hater, or critic that will give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure there's somebody, but go ahead and do that. Go to them and see if they'll give him the benefit of the doubt. There's so many holes that not even they can cover that shit up. Not even they can cover for him. There's too many openings. No pun intended. There are too many holes in his story that he can't cover, and he knows it. And your favorite detractor, troll, hater, or critic who would give DSP even the smallest amount of grace, which I have nothing against that, big ups to them, but who would give him even the smallest bit of grace, they know that. They know it. DSP is fucked. And this is where I like DSP. I like DSP in a situation where, you know what I'm saying? You give him enough rope and he'll hang himself. Hence the reason why I came up with that. You give DSP enough rope and he'll hang himself. And that's exactly what he's doing. And he's about to hang himself and every other dent that's over there too. Just to protect his frail little ego, just so he can appease his little fucking gambling addiction and shit, because he's an addict. And also he could try to get a one-up on detractors. That's what all this was for. When left to his own devices, DSP, Darkside Phil Brunel, Dark Geppetto will fuck himself up. And then he had to broadcast it to everybody because he needed to show, I'm not the miserable wretch they say they are. Something good can happen to me. What did he say? He said something about we're all mad that something good happened to him, that good things can happen to him, and he's deserving of it. And yet you got to do all of this over a kid's card game. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. A kid's card game. And then the theory of him buying the card individually makes sense. He's not pulling no real pulls. $2 here, 50 cents here, maybe a $13 or $14 card here. He needed something solid that he could cement to prove to people that he wasn't wasting their time and it wasn't a complete scam. While also reinforcing to himself, hey, we can keep this grift going. You deserve this. You deserve this attention. You deserve this money. And if you got to lie to do it, hey, guy, an answer is an answer. It doesn't matter if it's the truth or not. An answer is still an answer. That's what DSP told you. That's what this is. This is the sad, pathetic ramblings of an addict, of a junkie who was just looking for his next fix. He was home one night. He was fucking lonely because he ain't talking to his wife, obviously. He was drinking. He saw everybody laughing at his ass online, and he needed something to make himself feel better. And one way or another, whether he bought that card individually or he went through all those card packs, he realized, I need something to shake shit up because this is slipping away from me and I don't want it to slip away from me. Because you know how DSP is. The way he does anything is the way he does everything, which means it has to be driven into the dirt. It has to be milked. It has to be exploited. It has to be overdone until it's dead and gone. He doesn't know how to pace nothing out. I thought initially we were only supposed to get Pokemon openings when he was playing the card game or a Pokemon game. Now you're getting it every damn stream. Imagine that. Imagine that. Now let's get to a fun part. So this is a thing that kind of floated under the radar. I don't know if it floated under the radar. I haven't seen what anybody has to say about the shit yet. I know I caught it, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hyperfixate on this shit, because why not? So here we go. So peep game on this. So don't worry, this is the same stream.
Okay.
Okay. This is the same stream. What I'm about to walk you guys into is those card codes and what ends up happening with them. Now remember, let me go ahead and set the stage. He says there are 36 card codes that are made available that he fished out of the trash. He says he's going to give away 3 codes, and after he gives away those 3 codes, he tosses those cards. They toss them right to trash. Don't worry, I'll freeze it when we get there. Then I'm going to go into the other 2 clips where he says, oh, somehow those cards that he threw away, that we saw him throw away, mysteriously make it back into that deck, and now we're back at 36. Then he says, oh, well, I don't know. Now I don't know. What, you guys are going to just get 3 dead codes for some reason? Then he's going to say that a dent ends up actually having the codes. DSP allegedly looks, sees the 3, and then tosses them again. And now they're back to, from 36 to 33 again. That seems weird. It's almost like he's slowly but surely trying to figure out how to get rid of some of this evidence. That's what it kind of seems like. But there's no way he could know. There's no way he could know which card codes are which. And when you see him, he pulls 1 card from the top, 1 from the middle, and 1 from close to the bottom. And then here's the really crazy part about that. He should have gone ahead and given all those card codes out that night, because that would absolve him from all this bullshit. So these cards that you see up here, there's like 5 or 6 of them that are in protection and card protectors, right? Those are supposedly his big hits with his most valuable card, which is like $400, $800, whatever it was. It's supposedly in there. If he has the digital card codes, then guess what pops up when he gives those codes away? So why wouldn't you give all the codes away that night to absolve yourself from this, to prove that that's where you got it from? He didn't do that. Now he wants to go ahead and give it away over time. You know, time that he's hoping that people will forget about it. So if no one ever finds out about that one incredibly valuable card, if no one finds that card code, it doesn't matter. Or if someone already got it and it was a dead code and they just forgot about it themselves, no one cares. Here, let's go ahead and watch. Let's see what I'm talking about.
Okay, and all 36 of the code cards from the pack, and to prove that it's legit, I'm gonna do one right now. Here you go. Here's a code card from Chaos Rising.
Now remember, we're working off of 3 different card boxes. I think these are 3 different card sets, or maybe it's 2 card sets, because you have the original one, and then he has card number 2, and then I want to tell you pack number 2 is different from pack number 3. So either we have, according to his story, out of those 3 boxes, either all 3 of those boxes are different, or box number 1 is its own collection, and then box number 2 and 3 are a duplicate of each other. But I'm pretty sure that's not what the case is. I'm pretty sure box 1, 2, and 3 are 3 completely different sets. I'm pretty confident in that, but don't take my word for that. Don't hold me to that. So, and if these cards don't have the individual set on them, then who's to say what card set that any of those codes come from? If you think about it. And did DSP give all of those card codes away from box number 1? Has he given all of the those card codes away from his progress in box number 2? Because box number 2 is not gone yet. You got to think. I'm bringing this up because I want to make sure that we're covering all of our bases with some of these variables, because there's a bunch of them out there.
So you can have that one. I'll give that one away right now. And just to prove that I'm not faking, oh, he put a code card for Chaos Rising on top. They're not all Chaos Rising. Here's one from the middle. You can have that one.
So that means so think about that. So that means these could be card codes from another box, because there is no differentiating them, according to what he's saying here. And if there's nothing on the face side of it, or on the back side of it, I should say, that actually says what collection it's from, then who knows anything about anything?
Here's one from the back. I'm just pulling these out randomly, okay? So there you go. So I just gave 3 away, and there's 33 more to go that I'm going to give away eventually over time, okay?
And now those 3 cards are gone. But no. Maybe you're like, yo, Golden, you tripping, bro. Yo, GTG, you fronting, bro. Why are you lying on Phil? Phil didn't do nothing to you. Why are you lying on him? Okay, let's do it again.
Away eventually over time, okay?
Maybe that's still not good enough. Okay, so let's bring it all the way back. Let me bring it back a little further so you can see it. Let's do that. I can do that. I'm good with that.
Okay? So there you go. So I just gave 3 away, and there's 33 more to go that I'm going to give away eventually over time.
So how did we go from 33 cards on the desk right here, 3 being thrown away? That's where we're at right now currently. You saw him give away 3 codes, and you saw him throw the cards for those 3 codes right there in the trash. Right there where his little pen is at. Under his desk, there's a trash can, and it's supposedly all 3 of those cards went in there. Now let's keep watching.
Okay? So, 33 more cards right here to give away from Chaos Rising. Okay? So there's your evidence there. I showed you the cards. I showed you those. I showed you this. These are the hits that I got. And just to prove a point, I even got the plastic wrap out of...
Let's go to video number 2.
Every other possible person who says you need more evidence. You are an idiot. You're an insignificant human who...
Now, here's the thing. If you're supposedly coming out and admitting, you know what I'm saying, you're admitting to everything, you're showing evidence and proof, what are you getting upset about? Why are you so mad? If literally you're this whole part of the video that he actually turned this into an individual video, but this whole part of the stream, you're using to prove as you know, definitive evidence. You know what I'm saying? That this is where you pull those valuable cards from, and you didn't buy them individually, because that's what he's fighting against. He tries to muddy the water and make it seem like we're calling him a liar for buying an additional pack. No one's doing that, or additional box. No one's disputing that part. What we're saying is his most valuable card, he more than likely bought that individually. He bought the card itself. That's what, well, at least that's one of the theories, I should say. So why are you acting like this?
Every other possible person who says you need more evidence. You are an idiot. You're an insignificant human whose opinion doesn't matter. I've shown you insurmountable evidence that I had the box of cards. Why don't I show you the actual cardboard box? Because we threw it in recycling and it's soaking wet and damaged, and I'm not bringing it in here covered in, like, you know, juice and shit.
What sense does that make? Like, okay, first off, why is it in recycling? And if it isn't recycling, what else did you throw away in your recycling that was wet and has juice and other shit on it? You do realize that's not how that works, right, Phil? And then and then someone on the forums, I think, or on Detractor Twitter, already has his whole schedule for when the trash picks up. Trash isn't available yet. And we also know that DSP likes to stack his trash up. So there's that too. So, and then it makes even less sense. So you were able to fish out the cards. Give me just a second. Okay, we're back. Probably gonna end up having, this is probably gonna be a stream this weekend. So I'm not sure when this is gonna go out, but because I'm recording this, when am I recording this, by the way? Recording this on the 9th, June 9th. So stream would be Saturday, give or take any hang-ups. Yeah, it'll probably be Saturday, because there'll be a video. There's a video already going out on Friday. All right, so yeah, Saturday we'll probably dissect this a little bit more. Anyway, sorry about that. Inner monologuing to myself. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so the thing with the box. So yeah, like, you're telling me that why was the box removed from the same trash that had the wrappers and had the code cards and the energy cards? Like the main crutch of his evidence is gone. What actually prompted him to open that box is gone. The main thing he was wanting to use as his median to prove that it wasn't a resealed box or anything like that, or him or his audience, in air quotes, were being scammed, excuse me, is gone. Make that make sense. Anyway, let's continue.
From my trash. Okay, that's disgusting. I'm not doing that.
Even though you pulled everything else out of the trash.
Why am I not showing you my invoice from tcgplayer.com? Because that invoice number can be used to track down private information. Because if you know the name of the seller, you idiots out there will...
All you need, first off, you can black that out. But see, DSP don't know how to do that. The Darziak leaks already prove that shit. He has literally no computer literacy whatsoever. He can't do basic shit on your computer, or on any computer for that matter. He has no computer literacy at all. He barely can run OBS, to be honest with you. So I'm not surprised that he can't do basic shit. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so that's the reason why he don't want to show the invoice. A lot of that shit could just be blacked out. All he has to do is show the actual description of the item, right? And then how much it costs. All the other personal information he can get rid of. He can black all that out. Or actually, he doesn't even have to black. Well, we should black it out. I was gonna say he could use a different color, but anybody else could too. They could literally just go ahead and grab that and they could scrub it and they might be able to find it. But he should just black it out. Anyway, whatever. That's all he has to do. And he won't even do that. And you want to know why I don't think he wants to do that? Because there's more than one card pack on there. Because remember, according to him, there's 2 invoices. One with the original card pack that it started this whole scam. And then the second one has 2 cards on that invoice. Well, what if it doesn't? What if it doesn't have 2 cards on it? I mean, 2 card packs on it, or 2 card boxes. What if it doesn't have 2 on there, ladies and gentlemen? What if it has 3? What if it has 4? Just saying. What if these card holders are on there too? What if there's other peripherals on there? Which that would make sense. He's using them, obviously. And allegedly, for every card pack that he opens, they get their own special little binder. What if there's more than one? What if there's more than 3 binders? What if there's 4? And then, like I said, he completely and utterly screws himself over by throwing away those energy cards. Why would you do that? You never threw that away all the other ones. And then him throwing the code cards away don't make any sense either. You're charging these people, they're dense, but you're charging them literally $50 to open a pack. And you're such a piece of shit that you couldn't even remember to give those away? They don't mean shit to you, so it can't mean anything else to anybody else either, right? That's fucking crazy. Matter of fact, for every person who donates $50, they should demand that card code. It should go to them automatically, off rip. They damn near paid $50 for it. That right there, I'm not even trying to give this guy no ideas, but that helps alleviate the whole thing about I'm not here to give cards away or this, that, and the third. You can give the virtual cards away. You're not going to play the virtual game, so give it to the person who donates. Why not? They're the one who threw the money at you. Why wouldn't you do it? They're the ones that you have to make sure that they want a card opening, so why not give it to them off rip? Whatever.
Stalk the fucking...
I don't know, by the way. I don't know if that's raw fill with the buffering or if that's me. And because I saw this, I've seen this twice so far. So I don't even think it's raw fill. I think it was DSP because he said he was having connection issues on his own stream earlier. So I'll take the hit for it. I'll take the hit.
Seller and call them and harass them and say, well, you sold the dark side, Phil. Fuck you. I'm not showing you shit.
You could literally just black all that out. Oh my God.
I went through this a year ago with the Switch 2, and you canceled my Switch 2 pre-orders, so you're the reason you get nothing. Fuck you.
You're a dumbass, though. You shouldn't have shown that shit. That's on you.
Okay. So, there you go. As you can see, it's all legit. I bought the cards. I unpacked all the cards. They're all right here. Here's my hits. Here's evidence of the packs. Here's the remaining 33 code cards that I will give out over time on my streams.
Why is he doing it over time? Why don't he just give them all out tonight? Or that night, I should say, and just get it over with. Because those card codes don't actually coordinate with the with those 6 cards or 5 cards or whatever that were his major hits. That's probably why. And that's why he wants to disperse them over time.
so that you viewers can get the free digital cards in the digital card game. Okay.
And then, truth be told, if it didn't matter to him the day he threw those away, he opened those up, you showed him as proof. Why don't you just toss them with everything else? Yet again, why are you trying to do everything you can to lure these dents back in? Which is what he's doing, by the way.
Okay? I dug them out of the trash. So in reality, why am I doing this?
It doesn't matter. Okay, so here, video number 3. I promise you it's not me.
All right? Count the cards. Seriously. I gave you 3 already. 4, 5, 6,
Here comes
7,
another buffer. There you go.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
And this idiot, yet again, we have a camera that's angled in such a way where you could have done it right then and there. Instead, he's doing it like this fucking decrepit fucking crypt keeper type way. He's not even counting them on camera. He's barely doing that. He waited till he's damn near halfway through to finally lift those arms up as high as he can get them and shit to fucking do it. You literally have a setup to do all this. Why didn't you do it then?
1, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Now, you see where the problem is? How did we get 36 cards when he originally told us there was 36? But he threw away 3. So how'd that happen? Remember, we've already thrown away 3 cards. But then he counts them out and there's 36 there. We saw him, ladies and gentlemen, throw those cards in the trash. Here, let me prove this. Where are we at with this? I'm at 32 seconds on this. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to our first video.
Okay. And all 36 of the code cards from the pack, and to prove that it's legit, I'm going to do one right now.
Remember, he led with there's 36 cards there. Think about that. He led with that.
Here you go. Here's a code card from Chaos Rising. So you can have that one. I'll give that one away right now. And just to prove that I'm not faking, oh, he put a code card for Chaos Rising on top. They're not all Chaos Rising. Here's one from the middle. You can have that one. Here's one from the back. I'm just pulling these out randomly. Okay? So there you go. So I just gave 3 away, and there's 33 more to go that I'm going to give away eventually over time. Okay?
Now they're in the trash. So remember, he said there was 36 cards. He gives away 3. We see him throw it away. He says now, okay, out of 36, we're now got 33. We're good now, right? This is what he's saying. There's no crazy editing or no dumb shit. That's why I very much appreciate Raw Phil and him having the timestamps there, or the clock there.
Way eventually over time.
Right there. At 19, 27, 28, you see him take those 3 cards that he just gave the codes from, and he tossed them.
Okay? So, 33 more cards right here to give away from Chaos Rising. Okay? So there's your evidence there. I showed you the cards. I showed you those. I showed you this. These are the hits that I got.
So when did he have time to pick those cards back up? You tell me he went back into the trash can, picked those 3 cards back up, and put it back in the deck. Now let's go back to where we were.
All right? Count the cards. Seriously. I gave you 3 already. 4, 5, 6, 7.
That sucks.
7, 8,
Oh,
9,
God,
10,
sorry.
11,
So
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Let's see everything
1,
else
22,
works, so it's not even
23,
roll.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Huh. Well, that's weird, chat. So, what did we say? We said 1927-ish, something along those lines. You can go back a few minutes in the video and you'll see it. But right here at 1933, he admits that, oh no, there's still 36 cards there, which means there was actually 39. How do we explain that?
23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Isn't that weird? And because he wasn't counting that full deck, he didn't count that full deck on camera. He only lifted his decrepit limbs like halfway through towards the end. So who's to say how many cards are really in that deck?
I put the 3 back in.
When did he put the 3 back in? We saw him toss it. Don't worry, we're not done yet.
The 3 back up. Shit. Now I put the 3 back in. Oh, shit. Well, now there's going to be 3 dead cards in here. There's going to be 3 dead cards in here that I didn't mean to put them back in.
He didn't throw but he didn't put the cards back in though. I showed you that. He never threw the cards back in. The cards went into the trash can. DSP don't know shit about sleight of hand, so we don't have to worry about that. He doesn't know he doesn't know any fucking. I mean, he knows he has some gouty Jedi mind tricks, but you know what I'm saying. He doesn't have any hoof sleight of hand and shit. We don't have any fucking hoof card tricks and shit. There was more cards in that. There was more cards in there than what he initially said. So now we got a problem. That means those cards never went into the trash. Or if they did, he's been throwing cards away. Maybe he threw some cards away from. He threw the cards away from box 3, and maybe some of the cards from box number 4. That phantom box that I'm saying that exists. We know for sure there's 3. He's admitted to that. But who's to say there wasn't a 4th? Who isn't? Wait, let's go. I'll even go even further. Those 4 wrappers that I showed you guys earlier that he was willing to show. Who's to say those extra cards didn't come out of there? And let's say he bought those cards individually. Hell, let's say those cards came out of another pack. That phantom pack number 4, if you will. How do you explain away that? We got 3 extra cards that we're not supposed to have. He's saying he put it back into the deck. We know he didn't. We saw him throw it away.
I had to throw them out and I didn't. Shit. Well, I'm sorry. Some of these codes are going to have no value now when I do them. That sucked. All right. So, there's your evidence, okay? I will give these out. Sadly, there's going to be 3 duds at some point.
He should have never counted those cards out. And you could tell, too, he regrets it. He's like, fuck, I shouldn't have counted those cards out. I should not have counted those cards out.
Okay.
And he's so gin-brained that he didn't even remember he threw those cards away. He literally thought he put it back in the deck. Why would you throw 3 dead cards back into the deck? But then again, why would you forget that you threw 3 dead cards away? Crazy.
Okay. There's nothing I can do about that. That's more than enough evidence. I'm not doxing myself like an idiot.
It's not.
That's enough. For anyone who's normal, that's more than enough evidence. And most people just said on stream, you didn't even have to do this. You're right. But
he did. So what's he talking about being normal? He brought this all upon himself. No one told him to fucking feed into his addiction and shit and buy additional card packs and lie about it and then do it on his day off. No one told him to do that shit. Yeah, it's his money. He can do whatever he wants. That's what he tells us, right? It's his money. He can do whatever he wants with it. Why does he feel the need to answer all this? Oh, because the paranoia and detractors, trolls, haters, and critics having a boot on his fucking neck. He did that shit to himself. And then he hung himself. And this isn't even the full thing. Like, if I give you, I'll eventually go over it. But if I go over the video, the stream from the segment, I should say, from the 7th, and then I give you everything from the 8th, which I will. There'll be separate videos up. Then that really puts it all together. You can tell this shit's all fucked up. But it doesn't even matter, because I'm sure my contemporaries already believe this shit's a fucking lie and a scam. And I'm sure there's already a bunch of fantastic theories out there. But you know how I do over here. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. In any case. So that's where our situation is. We're not done yet, though. We're not done yet. Check this out. Because he knows now there's 3 cards in there more than there should be. I need to figure out a way to get rid of it. Watch this.
The reason I really did it was to get these cards to give them away to viewers because I felt bad. All right. But outside of that, we're now in the clear. I don't want.
No, he needed to get their confidence back up.
Want to hear anything else? If I hear it, you're instant banned permanently. And I don't ever want to hear anything from you ever again. However, I will argue that.
And like I said, everything else is still moving. It has to be on DSP's end.
Dude, this looks fake to me. And this was the bag from the box.
You mean the wrapping?
Box that gave me a $400 card. That looks so bad, that shrink there, that I legit thought I got scammed. But no, that's good. Okay?
Now keep in mind, this idiot doesn't even know what he's looking for. Like, if you really think about it, ladies and gentlemen, as it pertains to these cards, it's completely and utterly randomized. And yes, there are sites out there that can give you they can estimate what your chances are of getting it, but even that's not guaranteed. So he doesn't even know what to look for. He doesn't even know what to expect. He's just a junkie being a junkie. And he needed his fix. He needed his fix getting over on the detractors before we make a complete mockery out of him. He probably was feeling lonely and drunk that night. He damn sure ain't getting no panty time, so he had to go ahead and do this to help himself out. And then he was scared that the dents were pulling away from him in this con. That's what it is. It's a con. It's a scam. And another reason why, let me bring this up. Another reason why he don't want to bring up that invoice is because we could see exactly what he's really paying for it. Those exorbitant prices he likes to pull out. No, I don't think so. On top of that, that card site itself, they're not the ones that are actually physically selling you the shit. They do sell stuff on their own behalf, but it's like Amazon. There are independent sellers up there too, to my understanding. So he don't know what the fuck to look for, which is crazy being that he's addicted to buying stuff from Amazon. See what I'm saying? It's essentially a storefront. Anyway.
So, all right. So that's that. That's all we have to say. Now, moving forward, I still have like 17, 18 packs left of Phantasmal Flames. Whenever we play Pokemon, we'll open a pack for free. Whenever we play TCG Card Sim, we'll do one for free. And as we've been doing all along, if people contribute to see them opened on stream, we'll do that too. That will not.
And see, now I think about it, he's gonna have to. Let's say he does have 4 packs. That 4th one's gonna better be the same as the pack he opened off stream, because if not, then he's completely wasted his opportunity. Unless that's the plan the whole time. That pack number 3 and number 4 are the exact same. And he pulled whatever he pulled allegedly out of it. So when we go into pack number 4, after those 17 cards, if they ever get opened up, hey, this is what I pulled off stream. Let's see what we can actually pull on stream. It's an easy business model. It doesn't make it good just because it's easy.
I'll continue, but I don't know what's going to happen. Like, will it? I hope it does. I hope people like them enough they'll keep contributing for it, because earlier today, that didn't happen. We did a Pokemon stream and no one contributed.
So that's like stream number 2. So yeah, so he was really losing the confidence of them. Yeah, so it's straight paranoia.
And I don't know if it had anything to do with the fact that this was going on, people were pissed about it or whatever. I don't know. But now it's been cleared up. So I don't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah, so this is, I gave you guys a pill and I'm leaving you somewhere. Now give me fucking money. As well as all the other bullshit.
Like, legit, this is a waste of my time. So no more nonsense.
It was a waste of your time to clear your name and to prove that you weren't lying and you weren't scamming, which is exactly what he did prove.
Okay. Cool. Okay. I'm throwing all this out. I'm officially throwing this out on video, so you know, where did it go, Phil? In the trash where it belongs. I'm not keeping this shit. Okay? Right in the trash.
Right in the trash where we saw him throw those 3 original cards.
Oh, you wrote the codes down? Okay.
Now watch this.
Here it is. Is that it? Yes. These 3. It's the top 3. Okay. The top 3 codes are back. Throw those out.
Now remember, we saw him throw away those cards. They were set after he gave those codes away. He immediately tossed those 3, and then he put the rest of the deck right there in camera shot in front of us. Now all of a sudden it made it back into the original deck, and it just happened to be on the top. No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
So I'll be giving the rest of these out. Okay, I'll be giving the rest.
He needs those now, because now that's been that's his linchpin. He needs those now. That's the only way to keep people hooked. This guy was trying to turn these people into addicts, and he wasn't going to give them their fix. The one free thing to keep them hooked, to keep them entrenched, he threw it away because he didn't see no value in it, because he was pissed off because a bunch of people online were making fun of his dumb ass. Crazy.
He's out.
Crazy.
During streams. The remaining 33
crazy,
codes. Bro. Okay.
Fucking nut.
There you go.
Fucking nut. Jesus Christ, you should be ashamed of yourself. Holy shit. And that's not even the only thing. I have more, but I'll save it. I just wanted to give you guys that for now. That's my hot take on this fucking situation. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I have not seen... This is actually kind of unique even for Phil, seeing him down bad. Because, yet again, ladies and gentlemen, we're fighting our ego, we're fighting an addiction, and we're trying to convince the dents to stay on board. And like I told you, he'll let money go over his ego. But he's fighting all three: the ego monster, the addiction, and and keeping the dents engaged. This shit is bad. This shit was a terrible showing, even for him. Even for him. So yeah, I'm more likely to go over this I will go over this whole thing on stream, or at least this part anyway. We'll see. And whatnot. But yeah, this was not advised, Phil. This was a bad choice. This was a very, very bad choice. I gotta tell you. So sorry about the buffering. Like I said, I'm pretty confident. Like you saw, the rest of the video was straight. So I'm pretty sure that was on DSP's end. To be honest with you, unless Raw Phil was going through it, but the rest of the stream went up fine. But this is the second time me watching, and I had buffering both times in the exact same spots, which is kind of weird. But anyway, I'll take the hit for it though. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys coming through. Big ups to Jordan Fadeaway yet again, and whatnot with the lol cow lowdown, because that's exactly what this shit was. And like I said, I'll do a video following up on this whole scenario. I want to see if there's going to be a day 3 to this, but this should go up though. Wednesday's video or Friday's video is gonna have to get pushed so this can go up. So more likely this will go up Wednesday. And there you go. Like I said, people, I don't know what else to tell you. Just absolutely nutty. But he lied from beginning to end, so he'll never be able to make this go away. Big ups to Jordan Fadeaway, by the way. But he'll never be able to make this go away at all. He is done. He made a mountain out of a molehill over his own addiction and insecurity and paranoia and shit. Now no one will ever trust him. So let's say this was his one legitimate golden goose. Let's say, for example, he actually isn't lying and he's completely keeping everything on the up and up. He fumbled trying to exonerate himself at every goddamn turn. And now, like anything else, the doubt will always remain. And that's all you need. That's all you need to go ahead and smear somebody for not being on the up and up, or being dishonest, or not having any credibility. Just doubt. That's all you need. That's all you need. Or as I like to call it over here, the gout, the doubt, and the snout. Because that's literally all it was. The trifecta. He fucked up from the get-go. From him buying the extra card box or boxes, not keeping it on the up and up, all the way to where he's at now. So it is what it is. He deserved what he got, to be honest with you. People are going to, and like I said, people will go back and dig through this. I know I will. And people are going to eat good off this. Because there are so many holes. And then the funny part is, the actual crutch of it, the actual lie, even if he's telling the truth, he's still lying. The lie still isn't even completely visible yet. He's got so much just nonsense out there. He has just such this clusterfuck floating around that you really got to sift through that shit. And that's what I'm willing to do. So that's what I'm going to do. In any case, take care of yourselves, people. This has been, I'll name this segment later, sorry. GTG spits that grease, so on and so forth. Take care of yourselves, people. And like I said, lol cows aren't people. So beat your lol cow and beat them often. Take care, people. Later. Later.